Billy Gibbons built one of the longest-running empires in rock history from behind a wall of dark sunglasses, an iconic beard, and almost total personal secrecy. But when ZZ Top's founding drummer Frank Beard passed away at his Texas ranch at the age of 77, the stories he left behind finally pulled back the curtain on what it actually cost to keep that empire standing for more than 5 decades. Long before the vintage cars and the MTV era, Gibbons was quietly obsessing over blues guitar in Houston, Texas. In the late 1960s, he led a psychedelic rock outfit called the Moving Sidewalks, who built a following in the local scene with their single 99th Floor. According to reports from the time, the band earned a significant break when they were chosen as the opening act for Jimi Hendrix's U.S. tour. Hendrix reportedly praised Gibbons's playing publicly, a moment that, by most accounts, didn't ease Gibbons's self-imposed pressure at all. If anything, it intensified it. He reportedly pushed himself harder, spending long hours alone in the studio, chasing a sound that matched the standards only he had set for himself. When the Moving Sidewalks dissolved in 1969, Gibbons connected with drummer Frank Beard, formerly of a group called the American Blues. Together with bassist Dusty Hill, they formed ZZ Top, a trio built on blues-soaked rock with a distinctly Southern character. Their debut album arrived in January 1971, and the grind began almost immediately. By the mid-1970s, ZZ Top had broken into the top tier of North American rock. But the 1976 worldwide Texas tour, famous for bringing live longhorns, buffalo, rattlesnakes, and vultures on the road, exposed just how unsustainable their momentum had become. Reports from that era describe enormous financial strain behind the scenes, and a band being stretched to its limit. According to accounts from people close to the group, Beard was also dealing with serious substance abuse issues during this period, which created significant internal instability and repeatedly threatened to derail live performances. By late 1977, the band quietly stepped away from everything. Gibbons reportedly spent time in Europe, particularly France, seeking space to recover. Beard later described it as the darkest stretch they'd ever gone through, saying Gibbons had isolated himself because he saw no clear way off the treadmill fame had built for him. Their return came with 1983's Eliminator, the record that changed everything. Gibbons drove the band toward a sound that blended their blues roots with synthesizers and drum machines, producing hits like Sharp-Dressed Man and Legs. The accompanying music videos, anchored by a red custom Ford and a look that had grown accidentally out of the hiatus, long beards, sharp suits, dark glasses, became some of the most recognizable imagery in MTV history. Eliminator eventually earned diamond certification in the U.S., selling over 10 million copies. The losses that followed made everything harder. Dusty Hill died in July 2021 at 72. Then Frank Beard's health declined, to the point where he could no longer perform. Before Beard passed away, he reportedly offered a final assessment of his bandmate, that Gibbons had always been the one carrying the greatest burden, and had never allowed himself to stop refining his craft regardless of what was happening around him. After more than 50 years, Billy Gibbons is the last original member standing, still keeping the music alive, honoring 2 brothers who built something genuinely rare with him. If this story resonated with you, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.